Hello there, I'm Vine and this is something between a build, let's play and personal opinion. So I'll mark it as a normal opinionated Stellaris video, but still include it on the build list. The context. In the comments under my cursed let's play vid, one of you provided me with a build requirements and asked to make it work. I gave him my response right away at it was just Eager Explorers management and called it a day. But that thing kinda bugged me, as I played Explorers literally just once for the Poland build and my expertise might be quite off. So, in the last couple of days I created an empire and gave it a go. I'm glad that I did that because it appears that Eager Explorer Civic was indirectly buffed during recent technology nerf. First things first, let's start with the build. Requirements were Xenophile, Materialist, Egalitarian Ethics, Democratic Authority, Eager Explorer Civic, Remnant's Origin, and Genetic Ascension. At this moment I can say that this build already works with those requirements alone, as Remnant's Origin gives us the faculty of archaeostudies, which is basically a research lab. Genetic Ascension can also help us catch up with the population later, so it's also a good choice. But the question was to make it work, so I assumed that wasn't enough. I added the parliamentary system for unity gain and a more of a democratic flavor. Meritocracy or masterful crafters could be a better choice though, as we can just build the monument for unity. True min-maxing was with species traits, intelligent rapid breeders and natural engineers for pop growth and research. Natural physicists would also be a valid choice here. Deviance and psychological infertility, as we won't be going to war or having any ethics problems. Then I also picked Tundra World Preference, as I assumed that it will be better to have more mineral districts on guaranteed habitable worlds. In hindsight, this was a mistake, as I later seriously lacked good agri-planets to go for genetic ascension and cloning VATs, thus kinda falling in this one requirement, but that was more of an RNG issue than the build one. With this, I went with Commodore difficulty and ×1 tech and tradition cost, assuming that we are not aiming for anything hardcore and a casual difficulty would be enough of a challenge here. Another mistake on my part, I'll explain later why. Then it was just let's play. Firstly, I set species rights to academic privilege for the research bonus. From traditions, I picked prosperity and discovery trees at the same time, strategically picking traditions so first I get good production and reduce researchers' upkeep. From technology, I picked scientific method first, as I deemed technology gain more crucial than expansion speed. As I kept going, I reduced farmer jobs to 0, moving all food production to starbases. Clerks also got the boot. Further, I completely ignored my military and just bribed all neighboring Xeno empires to leave me alone. Risky strategy, but extremely effective if you didn't spawn next to fanatic purifiers. Plan was to just wait for the cruiser's technology and build only them with close to meta design. And then I noticed that I'm not really lagging behind in technology or even in economy, which was weird as normally AI on higher difficulties gets a huge jumpstart due to bonuses, even on Commodore, and it really takes like 50 or 100 years to catch up with them, at least with my long play playstyle. Meanwhile, here with Eager Explorers that should lengthen this period by around 20 years, I made it to the middle of the scoreboard in 2250. Then it hit me. Technology nerf was based mainly on empire size penalty. Eager explorers start with -10 pops and have more time before they start receiving penalties. And since I largely ignored their military and just focused on our resource gain technologies, my echo also wasn't lagging. We can easily play with this on Grand Admiral and times 0.5 technology cost, meaning that eager explorers should actually be played tall, not wide with quick spread like I was recommending in my comments and Poland can into space build. Explorers should be min-maxed for minimal empire size like my tallest build from over a year ago. I'm ending the video here on a conclusion that eager explorers equals tall. Will I made a formal build out of it? Dunno, as I already made one focusing on minimal empire size and I don't like repeating myself. Although maybe I will find some wacky angle to it. Moreover, what do you think about it? Is this really a buff worth focusing on? Let me know down in the comments and see you later!